And hello everyone. And let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tickets. So tell me which one do you want of this 9. Alright, let's remove this. We continue here. Number 5. This means 8 left. The last one? No, right? Number 5 is nothing. Not a winner. Now the last one. Hello, Q. It's also nothing. Good luck next time. Come on, focus. Well, that's it. Next, let me check the sound. Test. Yeah, working fine. So I was trying to add amplifier and figured out that amplifier is actually connected to the, well, outlet. This means that this is connected, it's actually charging by using my PC. And if you if you connect the sound, it also has some power cord. It will introduce ground loop so there will be additional noise. And it's better not to amplify anything. Better not. How to remove the ground loop? Well, it's kinda possible, but again, it'll be trash. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. It's kinda obvious. Let's flow his logic. Even you, a judge, is nothing but a common witness before a phone camera. A silence in the courtroom. Silence, I said. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by... What's going on? Why is the Higgins auto-progressing? You bit your tongue again, didn't you? As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. Will even place me under oath if you want. Very well, then. Your testimony, if you please. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There's a window on the hallway side. Why is it's built like this, actually? Seriously, why do you need courtyard? But okay. There's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. Fall out without confirmation? The sleeper? You don't want to say how judge will fail in his testimony? I already say the objection. It's actually first time when judge is witness. In the future, well, the game that I already played, judge was actually a culprit. Completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? I'm so used to simply listening to testimony that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. Hello, Monte Carlo. Hello, Rowan. He went to the restroom. That's a window. Could see into the hallway. So the detective buying something from the vending machines. He had completely disappeared. Goes missing while on duty. Okay, we're supposed to do this. Definitely need to press it. Hold it! Hold it! Disappeared. But Your Honor, didn't you just say? I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. Well, yes, I did. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look, and there was no one inside. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. The detective was going into the crime scene, lobby number 2, at that point. So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he? Hold it. Hold it! Hold! Hold it! Why just saying hold working much better? It? I don't know. Your Honor, I ask that you please remain calm. You know, perfectly calm? Being anything but perfectly calm. It appears that his Honor would not have been mistaken in what he saw. I suppose so, given his line of sight. Eva Francisca, why do you suppose our lines of sight are so different? You're referring to my height! Can you hold that whip still for just a second? Now, about his Honor's testimony. I believe his line of sight to be an important factor. Is that important? Why don't you hurry up and tell him already? I don't know where I'm supposed to tell it. Oh, but there's one more thing I need to do if I'm to correct his Honor testimony. I'm going to need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements. Hold it. Hold it. Russia? Oh yeah, I followed you yesterday. Hold it!
Hold it!
But I actually was not on Steam. Your Honor, why exactly did you pay a visit to the restroom, if I might ask? Hello, awesome. Not great, and still playing demo? Demo's supposed to be short, like 1 hour. Why is it get so long? Well, isn't it obvious? What else do you go to the restroom for? Or maybe... I knew it! You suspect me of some sort of tomfoolery? Don't you? Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is going to be much harder than I anticipated. I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think things through. It's a level head. I'm just nervous, because so much has happened today with this trial. Let's see. Announce a recess, and a time for us to reconvene. But having done all that, I still wasn't able to go to a restroom right away. And why couldn't you? Mr. Faraday had been accused, so I had paperwork to process, getting a new prosecutor. Once I had finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to the restroom. Is he stayed consistent on the going to the restroom part of his testimony? Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Seriously, you need to pronounce it without any pause. Need to process. Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom? Well, what's the meaning of that statement? I simply meant that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor? Had to go for such a long time. It was all I could do to dash to the closest one, to the courtroom. I suppose that's only natural, given his circumstances. I ran from the courtroom, through this floor's main lobby, and down the hallway. Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals. And it was through that window that you witnessed Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, exactly. Your Honor, there's no need to yell, I can hear you just fine. I guess I put a little too much into that last answer. Now then, let's continue with that testimony. Hold it! No, it's not working. Hold it!
Hold it!
Hold it. Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restaurant. Besides, I can't think of anything else in that kind of hairstyle and big, mesh coat. Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw. But, preposterous, my eyes are sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Also, recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be. And his eyes are not the only things that have gone fuzzy. But allow me to say with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw. So wait a second, I cannot I didn't change anything. Was about to exit the room, he had completely disappeared. Let's see. This is actually proof that he was on the bench. Balloon aqui. Isso aqui. What the heck I should show? I know exactly what happened. But getting the game's logic? Objection?
Objection!
Yes. What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony? If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I myself never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. It's what some people may say, that pots calling the kettle black. What? Pots calling the kettle? I don't understand this phrase. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me. What does this feel? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? The party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. If you must know, then uncouth bench cellar has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Well, that's good, but who was it? We're able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty! Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true, the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe that the detective bought a pack of Smith's rolls from the vending machine and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. There are cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true. I still don't understand. And this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restaurant? It isn't it? The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window. And you shouldn't have used your height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot where the hallway is being used from the men's restroom. Then it seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. What? Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Sorry? Didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it! There's something of value that you like to say? Yes, actually there is. I remember something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. Even if we overruled him, he'll just keep on talking, wouldn't you? It might not be a better thing. The more info, the better. in the perfect investigation, right? I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restaurant window. However, that doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, heard the loud bang of a gunshot. Possible. How about that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? Agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now. Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Clarifying. Okay, this one. Can I show it immediately? Objection!
Objection!
No! I can't! Okay, let's press. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Your Honor, about what you just said. I know, I couldn't believe it. Month! When... how to progress, goddammit. Like this. Yes, just like this. With a quick Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must get to myself. Yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the home. I should know. I looked. There was no one there. Such emotion. Secrets appear to be stuck on overact. And this point, nothing stands out to me as a contradiction in his testimony. Francisco, if I'm correct, this testimony is hardly precision quality. I know that, and that's why I said at this point, I think my first line of attack will be to draw more information from His Honor. Hold it.
Hold it!
In that case, do you concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony? Now hold on there! Just saying that it's possible you can see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints, your references were left on that bench, do you? While you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting, except will be arguing that he had only $5 on him. Still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left. He's right. Have yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, what? His Honor has seen a lot of life. The judge mustn't underestimate him. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, look at this. Hold it!
Hold it!
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway? The code for recess, I handled the change of prosecutor's paperwork. And thank you for the raid, Crusher. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Let me use so commands. Hold on. Almost here. That's one. Postal 2? Is it even allowed to stream? There's so many things in this game. But not for everyone. Okay, he said about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yeah, that sounds about right. But he will change his testimony now? Just as I expected. What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for. Allowed to exist. I won't be playing it, I'll start from the first one, of course. I believe it was top-down or something. Not this person. Only for adults? Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. Alright, if you insist. Let's see, I looked into that hallway about 20 minutes. Do you have any time on this balloon? Nope, just a balloon. Right before the trial was about to start again. So, it was not this one. Objection! Objection!
Objection!
I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. I've been ruled? Your Honor, there's simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. What do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible. Maybe actually it was a gunshot. After 20 minutes there was another. You should understand, if he was killed by using gun, so there's supposed to be a gunshot, but when actually it happened and why nobody heard it? So it happened before gunshot was assigned to this corridor, isn't it? So it's not even 20 minutes. It would be like 40? Indeed. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von... Instead of biting your tongue, why is not to stop to auto-progress text, huh? See, you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca. Don't talk back to me, unless you want to be whipped in the back. Mr. Hyatt, you'll need a step ladder of 4 to accomplish that. Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet. I'll have, you know, I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Butt. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. Did you just say? Your Honor, we just said that he heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. Okay, he could shoot him through the window. But in this case, how did he place the gun into the hand? How do you explain this glaring contradiction? That can be. Unfortunately, it is the truth. But I heard it clear as day. Mark, the loud sound of gunshot. The sound of the gunshot. Keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence. I was that wonder why I found it where I did. Even now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Fortunately, Honor is what really produced the gunshot he heard. Take that.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier. On that pink substance. It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record? The Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. What? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now there's no guarantee. The detective was sitting on the bench at the time, therefore you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yeah, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest out on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. That man of trickery, this! It was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. I had to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins. Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. You wanna train these coins, is you? That's it. That balloon that girl was holding explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. I knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do. What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe very big apology. I'll see to it myself that he's released. Wait. There's still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But why? Should I just clear out his name? Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well. Bellew, please bring the Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom. So fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I already told you. A gazillion times, Paul. I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. No, I am the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Can you guys be a little less judgmental? Yeah, so, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. They're already sleeping here? We have yet to prove he's completely innocent of this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony. A whip will object loud and clear. Not so funny as all GTA player. If you're found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I got you, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious the Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then you may never get a break in this case. I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bat's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, till I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor, as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, Paul. Still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. No, he's lying. It's time I pull the information I need out of him. Well, the only line that he was not alone here. Well, he's not saying that he's alone. Hold it.
Hold it!
You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway? Cause I did something. You're on the door to lobby number 2, Paul. What else? Very well then, and what exactly does guard on that door entail? Well, to put it simply, oh I know, it was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? That's really what you wish to testify to the effect of? Good it, Paul. I didn't take a single step away from the door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because they are all in shock, and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. But I'm not lying. Should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Okay, here. This one? Objection.
Objection!
I have an objection. What is it, Paul? David Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. It's one of those things. Her special Swiss rolls, right, Paul? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the solid hallway bench. Hey, you know what? So it was probably me that did that. David Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying out the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate, slowly pick. I promise to clean it up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of the door. If it really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of the door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? The appearance that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright, I confess, well, I was hungry, so I bought a bag for myself, okay? So that I'll get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. But unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. And I saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying, but that's all I'm sorry for. Got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement may sound like it makes sense. However, there's something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding false information from us? Of course not. Got nothing else to hide, pal. Oh, only that's very true. That your gums are already out of coffee almost? That was kinda fast. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Remind me again, pal? That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation of that? Told you I bought it by myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hall with me. So there was no one who could help me buy it. Wait, don't tell me you got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Of course I do. What? How? New balloon, finally? Take that. Take that. Take that.
Take that!
What the heck is that? I'm wrong. I knew you didn't really have anything. Your prosecutors are all the same, always lying to people. You should stop, you know? I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, detective. Else, how long do you plan on being strung alone by this moronic detective? No intention of falling for his line, because there was definitely a second person. Because if he was truly alone, all alone, then that piece of evidence should not exist. So what do you have? Not this. And that's a Swiss roll. Can be the Swiss roll. Okay, should be. No, it must. Take that.
Take that!
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. But if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief! I would never do such a thing. All your liars are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. I mean, if you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And, in that case, what does that say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was robbed by a certain someone. There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. Good, you got it all wrong. I ate both of them. It would appear that we have caught you at last. Don't you dare do anything bad on that girl. It appears that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name, and it's K. K what? Hey, Faraday. Faraday. I'm perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you, I'm Kay. Kay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big, nasty bruises, like the way you do. Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister. Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about the head of Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Okay. Apparently that I will need to speak this here in a bit more detail. Now then, King. He's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed you something. Take that.
Take that!
King, I promise to give this to you if you calm down. Oh, Cicero. It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it? I was saving for Daniel. How are you? Your father. He's... Don't you say another word, Paul. She doesn't know yet. So what? Thanks for watching out for me, Gamil. But I already know about I heard the guards talking. About how that is. He's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I couldn't protect him. Hey, not gonna cry. It's alright. Let's all out. Father just passed away, after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. Case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. One of my dreams of becoming a lawyer and crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wounds festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me, shout, feel a sudden short fate, common bond between us. Master Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady crying? Oh, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? What the heck? Wait, Cravat? It's called Cravat? What? Actually didn't know it has a name. Cravat? It's actually tie, necktie, scarf, necklace, overlay. Let me listen how to actually pronounce it. It sounds like cravat, and it sounds completely not English, obviously. Cravat. I feel better now, thanks. Okay, are you going to be alright? Yep, alright. Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. I promise, Daddy, I'll never cry in front of strangers. You're a good kid, aren't you, Kang? You always keep your promises, right? That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kang. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth, to all. It appeared that because your father was a respected prosecutor, this guy is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Were you the one who bought this Paco's Swiss roll, Kay? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really wanted one. Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister. Sure, but let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? Well, that's why. If you blow a key anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, Paul. Need to remind you that you're the one already under arrest. Said that key is going to be less than forthcoming in this question. Kay, what kind of person was your father? He was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, hmm? So also, in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. But you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, they would buy me my absolute favorite street, Swiss roll. Because they're the cheapest. I'll be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard. Let's see, what have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. The promise notebook? May I take a look inside, King? Okay, what? I forgot how to pronounce correctly. But stress was on the last one. Sure, King. Definitely they're somehow connected. Appears to be an exchange there of sorts between father and daughter. Somebody's writing with a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Handwriting? What if you cannot write? Notice number 1, never take things from a stranger. What? How can be this a promise? Never go anywhere with a stranger. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Wait a second, no. In some countries, smile to people you don't know, it's kind of offensive. You must not do this. If you don't know other cultures, better not to smile. Never cry in front of strangers. I mean, smile must be sincere. If you're using like fake smile, it's very noticeable. It's so easier to see it. Don't know what people are thinking. Never cry in front of strangers. Oh yeah, especially for these YouTubers. A smile on camera, it's noticeable. You can simply learn how to smile more naturally. It's like cosmetic. You can put it on your face and nobody notices that it's on your face. That's a natural way to use it. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules. Okay, be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me, okay? Why we'll need this? Okay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero, just like your father. I'm gonna try. Okay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too. Yeah, you're really cool too. Yeah, aren't I, King? what is with the two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too. Yes, and thanks to your also heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a wild criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that. He's not bad man, okay? Our judge has been treated like a wild criminal rather than a hero of justice. Swiss roll? From Howard Detective? But of course. But yeah, that's you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Key. Yeah, we're friends. He's not strangers, huh? In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier. Yep. I was on my way to see Danny when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway, staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi. And when was this? Before everything got crazy? How long were the two of you together? Horrible later. I don't understand what was the reason for this. Yes. Only talked for a little while, and then you went on our own ways. It's right, Paul. He and I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Which means I have now confirmed that Ski was in the hallway during their recess. Isn't that right? You got me. Told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister. Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Sorry about your rough-head thing. Yes, well, now that's positively drenched in your not-so-muggles. Don't worry, King. Have a spare. So here, you can have this one. But did it say it? Never take things from a stranger. It's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page. Said already. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. Merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and give it back to me next time we meet. Okay? I never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with Little K in that hallway. Told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Well, Edgeworth, there's still something you have yet to resolve. Beg your pardon? Still haven't offered an explanation of why that man would lie to us, finally. That's... well... I mean, tell me you lied for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it. Okay, everything's gonna be okay. So that's why. So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can explain that, then you can call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Key, it's obvious that the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. The last one? Take that.
Take that!
Mr. Faraday and Key's promise notebook? How does this explain anything? If you take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Key should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Key. You're the foolishly foolish fool's full of a foolish reason, fool. Damn you lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Key, that's why. Damn you. At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Yes, there's no beating you, huh, Paul? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snake vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? Oh, the cheapest item of that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Stereo, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll, but I only had about $1 in coins. So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gami said, Mr. Fun is one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me, so you don't really get it from me, you know? He told me I'm lucky, and he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daniel. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? You know. Get up. I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate their rolls together? Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. Don't forget, as long as I live, pal. Anyway, okay, I believe this also belongs to you. It's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Key. I'm sorry, but I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. You're sitting high up on a windowsill, but you couldn't see it. So just this once, forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gami a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gami dropped his half of the Swiss roll. You really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gami the other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gami, mister. So you kicked me. And that's it? Sure, face the one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright. Perfectly unharmed. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I helped until the Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Still need to use it? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gami afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown. The Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. Detective Souls? How is it possible? What do you mean? What? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, monsieur. I'm getting lectured on manners by you, it's a penchant of weapon people. But how dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, madam. Gami's not a bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is the child doing here in the corridor house? Believe, please take this child in. So it's to you. Yours, Mr. Faraday's. I know, so what? Nothing. But just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think that's actually quite dangerous of her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot. Suppose you're right, however. As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, detective. You were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but... You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He's the only person who could go into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. I have no counter-argument on that, to that. Wait a second, we need an autopsy report. Don't worry, I already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. The investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right, I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on the criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. No, Tigris. Tigris. Doesn't matter. The Don Prosecutor? Hell's bathroom? And sleeping bed. После кровать. So, you're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. And tell that if you fail to solve this case, Detective Ganshu will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. Investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's when Detective Butt and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. To be continued. Time to make some tea, I think. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? Some cologne? Okay, I'm going to make some tea, so 2 minutes. Alright, back. Let's spend another 2 hours in this. I doubt I'll be able to finish it in 2 hours, but who knows? Well, each key is supposed to be longer than the previous one, so... Smells like flowers and... It's kinda now cold here. Let me check the temperature. Let's set it to this. Yeah, much better. Flowers. How about? Is this it? Isn't that Detective Bats and Key over there? Looks like she managed to escape the bailiff. No, that's not quite it. Too bad, but so pretty. Think you're still a bit too young for the wearing that. But since you found it, guess I can let you keep it. Thanks, treasure it, always. Those two seem to get along rather well. Oh here, got something else for you. Yeah, thank you, Uncle Bat. Why do you have another Swiss roll? Earlier I ate one of these with gummy. Gummy? I mean gumshoe? Hold on. They bought 2. Everyone ate each one. Why is the heck there was another one Swiss roll? Don't quite understand. I saw you eating something and they share a walnut. Gummy is trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. No, he didn't kill Daddy. Don't cry. Freddy would be sad if he saw you crying. I'm not crying. Okay. And the mister from before and the lady too. Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being? I'm not in the investigation, so it's for the best of you, if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle's bad assistant. So related to the investigation. And that's so Detective Bat? Yeah, I guess. What? You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. And now you let this child run free? Why? Feel free to investigate the things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. No problem with that. Don't have a problem with that, but I'm curious as to what Miss Hugh is looking into. Uncle Matt, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay? Alright, count on you. Oh, that's right. Hey, mister. Yes, what is it? No, Gummy really isn't the bad guy, I mean it. So, please, find the real bad guy, okay? I won't forgive whoever did this, but in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there's no one else who could be the true culprit other than the Detective Gumshoe. She went off while I was pondering. It's completely the same. Installation in the same model, and the one in the final lobby number 2. It's like the 2 rooms are basically the same in terms of layout and supplies. Yes. The 2 rooms are basically the same, huh? May not look like much, but I find that ordinary tables like this one are very useful. I think it's time they bought a new one. Why don't they replace this table if I hit it enough with my whip? Much too heavy-handed method if I ever saw one. What incredibly strong standing herbal tea. Find that more than being relaxing, this stand may make one a bit heady instead. You put in a special request for that. No wonder she's so violent. She's been drinking this stuff the whole time. This woman should be allowed to comment on this particular topic. Ever. What? That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room. Wonder if a guard detail should be placed on it. What do you say that? Over detective too dumb? Inaccurate to create such tangled situation? Think now that was attorney. Yeah. Well, at this respect, this museum, low-paid detective might make off with it someday. You never know. She may be thinking about hiring a guard, but it's obvious she isn't factoring in that guard's salary whatsoever. Straight of plants leaves are shinier than the ones on the plant in lobby number 2. It's only because it's next to the windows where it's easier to photosynthesize, so it's actually a fake plant. You may be right, but the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2. The caretakers of this car house don't think enough about the plants, do they? Because they current house caretakers, not a bunch of botanists. One of the windows in this lobby is open as well. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room, so why did they open it, I wonder? To kill somebody. They do that. What exactly was he searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy. Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay. And that's because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. Sounds like he's rather be left alone. Have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Being that as it may, I still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that's permeating this room? When entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. And that's ultra strong perfume, yours. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. Didn't think twice and opened the window, but that smell's still here. Perfume. So the sweet scent in the air is perfume. Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand. Should say it's a famous brand from overseas. It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff. No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it. It's wrong for a much more expensive and refined perfume. Ever seen as how you just happen to have a spare? Suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold onto this bottle without fail. Why can't she ever be honest about her wants? So why they needed the perfume for crime? Perfume given to both. Same perfume as the one spilled in lobby number 1. Can we examine it? See what the hell is this. So now we have the perfume Miss Yours. Just fantastic. And that's all you wanted to talk about? So I'm going to back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire you about. So, what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? Like that? You even seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I They cracked quite a few cases together, but you seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. Did you touch a nerve? I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's court trial, to prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. On the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. Seems that there's more to that statement that meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into Yatagarasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu. But the KJ8 incident and this second KJ8 incident, both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there's one point in which they differ, and it is presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu, however, in the middle of the trial. He suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd? As Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already. Read that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. Reason? And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. It will help you solve this case. I am Yatagarasu. I'll tell you the reason why we have never caught the Yatagarasu. What was that sudden outburst for? Almost made me whip you by accident. Still accidentally whipped me anyway. There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. It's lollipop? When did he get one? First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Censor it? I don't think so. But you want to say that it must be a cigar that can one piece? No, that's why cigarettes. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. Dirty sure? I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits. Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief. Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. And that's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away. You can use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't. Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police, and the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy. Redkin? From Turtles? who was the Red King? There was only one single red. No? The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Till now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media, but not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And just what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. Raised Hoba? What? No heard about this one. And that's how Detective Butt knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. A much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. So you were in this room the entire recess? Make a seat. I made a call to the precinct to get that big lock down here. But other than that, was waiting for recess to end in here. At least your story is consistent. Earlier you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. We ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then, but you're saying that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in two different locations? Yes, I am. Interesting. Speaking of that lure, she seems to have a great dislike for you. Let's see. Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KJ-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bat was the lead detective on the case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard... How to pronounce this stupid name? It can be what I'm thinking. It looks like it's what I'm thinking, but I'm not going to pronounce it. Oh, let's check the Wikipedia. Says a bell. Says a Kaiser, American football player. Why is he? There's no explanation how to pronounce it. No, we know the name Cecil, so it's Cecil. It can't be anything else, no matter what people are thinking. Poisonous fly? Not this one. Okay, how poisonous fly is English? Let me check. No, it's different. TC starts from TSE. TSE. But because you were the lead detective in the case, you knew? I also know that today's trial involved the Cadopian Embassy staff member. is being referred to as the second KJ8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me. She who told us first about this? Von Karma? Alright. And tell me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday. And the KJ8 incident. It will take a lot of time to retell this. If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KJ8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved. You too will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. The honest truth behind the KJ8 incident. Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we three were involved with the KJ8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. You mean the smuggling case involving one of the money group's secretaries? The trial was just a front. A facade? Yeah, but the case became tainted. All because of the witness who was going to testify about the Manus group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Then what became of the secretary who was arrested? Finally, I noticed this cigarette. Look, it's blending with the windows. But you can't really say that, Lollipop. His name was Colin Devereux. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Devereux was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amana group? Can't seriously mean Mr. Aaron Samana? It can't be right. It's really just that of Bet's personal hypothesis. What's he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amana of being involved with smuggling? I suppose it will be quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. Dearest Sean sick? But the man who killed Sesayu, Manny Kochan, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of your murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go? If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. It wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday said so. I was supposed to protect them both. See, you did mention that as well. About how Detective Bet was supposed to guard his sister. But even I was supposed to protect them. Fell into their trap. What kind of a trap? The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. You mean you were fights happen? Shot at that many times in one gunfight? Wonderful. No, only about half of this are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KJ8 incident. I see. I'll protect Sesayu, and the suspect was found not guilty. It hit a brick wall as far as the law was concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto. About when you first met Miss Yu. It was on the day the verdict of the KJ8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yes. Faraday and I, we apologize to you from the bottom of our hearts. It's all we can do. But just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face. Well, she suddenly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. It was me. Not even 100 lashes would be punishment enough. I suppose not. She said it herself. And she never wanted to see either of us ever again. But however that, we've seen him many times over, correct? Yeah. Faraday and I, even after the KJ8 incident, had come to a close. Continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. Couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. The ring, the name that be. It was in the pursuit of the ring that he met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, and the lead detective, took to the witness stand. You, she appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. The client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them? Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could as lawyer. I think she defended well this time. For the same reason. Come on, think of it. Miss you did say something to the same effect. I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads around the KJ8 incident, alright? And for that you have not a single one about defending a known killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rao was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, however. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what your reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable. You're so naive, little girl. Could stole this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are. How dare you insult the daughter of Von Karma? Just like us, you found that she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only in the skill of the craftsman. You two are still too young, but one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters? That we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling. That's all. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So, if you could please head over to the courtroom, it will be much appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. But what does the law mean to you? Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. I became a prosecutor to find the answers to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. And that his honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced that it's like to stand the witness stand. And I have a great appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony. Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. Siska, there's no need to fuss and depress, His Honor. Not trying 2 miles. Your Honor. Your Honor, I have come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. And that's about. They never stop. Him. Your Honor, the evidence. Your Honor! You! Yes, can I help you? I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir. Your Honor. Do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job? Yes, I'm sorry. And I would accept that the defense attorney has yet to arrive. She's busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we? Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case. They'll give me tons of stuff that will be hard to navigate. Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those 2 men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. Maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth. I've placed all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you, or it will be all stolen. I see, thank you very much. I'll go and confirm that they are all accounted for. So this is the evidence related to the day's Cadopian Embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's back. You mean the evidence back that was on the table in lobby number 2, right? Yes. I can now take a look at the evidence itself, and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Agreed. Want to take a good look at all the evidence from the Embassy murder too. And why that? Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something. And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today. Since someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. So real to see the knife up close. So, you have the knife, the gun, the envelope, and what's this organizer doing here? Oh, that's right. Maybe I forgot to tell you. About what, Your Honor? They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. The bat requested it be passed along to you, saying it would help with the investigation. Did the bat say that? What a strange stroke of luck. Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Might as well flip through it too. Rest until he won't rest. This gun was originally used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. Is this gun shooting its own or something? Like it was in Spider-Man? And then this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic. In it. Doesn't seem to be anything else you can learn from this piece of evidence. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act? It's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? Took a quick look through these documents before the trial started. Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. Suppose I should explain it to you then. Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. Staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mackerel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. Simpleton of a man, that's what he was. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence he had. Mr. Rell was caught in the act on film by security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. Maybe he didn't notice the security camera. The European embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. So, have you seen the contents of the video for itself? Yes, surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. He clearly identified Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. So the footage included sound, huh? Don't think I'd ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life. It isn't. I saw Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it. Looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down here. I have collected the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. And why the heck you are typing something here? I was collecting the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested, Mr. Rell Steve should be able to prove that he was the one. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer on the case. What was this again? Cravat? Cravat? Go and hit it. So I'll be playing for 1 more hour and 10 minutes to make it 3 hours. The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rell is not the real Yatagarasu. But also appeared that he had proved that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, can prove his folly. Present it to him in court should clear everything up. And good night, you. He apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope that this will finally bring it to an end. Okay, so he was Yatagarasu for sure in this case. So I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim that Mr. Rell may have made about being the real Yatagarasu. And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rell was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. What will it change? Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here. Has to be a key? It was a Hornet 1 at that. Just look at the design on the handle. The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer? Yatagarasu's key? Little Bet said something earlier. different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. The sender was none other than one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy at Grasso. Grasso sent the evidence? Till now, the Grasso would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. Why you repeating this? It was just here recently. Skip it. Skip it. Select few others. You? Mr. Faraday must be trying to keep the secret key safe. And the prosecutor on both the Yetagrasso and smuggling ring cases. It's to be expected. Can I look at this key? That's odd. Ah, it's a picture of the key. Unusual shape. It's not the key itself. What is this? Butterfly? What is it? Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife, his organizer. Suddenly I thought the weapon that was used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? But is a knife as a key? It's actually a key? Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rao. The only logical conclusion, right? No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. It was evidence. It's supposed to be a list of evidence, printed somewhere. No? Furthermore, the suspect was handicapped, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. The key is, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse? It's evidence? I need to think carefully here. It's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there's one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, examine the knife, please. Because he will not do this. I believe I will need to take another good look at the evidence. Oh, he will. He will? Now, Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me? I mean, that you don't have an answer for me? Actually, I do know the answer, Francisco. What? And what is it? One of the pieces of evidence you've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. Should I show the key? Take that.
Take that!
This Yetagrasso key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse. It's very smart. So player already figured out what it is. There's no need to make us wait till they actually figured it out on their own. Shown it immediately. Not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth. You just need to look a bit closer, Francisco, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? To remind me of the knife. Very good. Both the Yetagrasso's key and this photo and the murderer's knife have this very unique design on the handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yetagrasso's key, and the object we found at the crime scene was the knife. Don't seriously mean it to say? It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are, in fact, one and the same. That's impossible. Even if that is what you believe, you should still investigate the possibility. Now then, let's examine this knife in a little more detail. It's a weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. I know, and the blades itself both have beautiful designs worked into them. Look, there's even a flower-shaped design in this gold section here. If this hadn't been used at the tool for murder, I thought it for myself. Seems to be drawn to the embellishments, to what this isn't mine to give. I mean, it would turn into a key. Why is it it's a key? To think there was such a trick to this thing. So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagrasu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. Frankly, I'm shocked. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hidden and knife blade inside. But if that's true, that's true. So those were butterflies. Let's look at it closer. Then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. And among law enforcement, this key was top secret. They're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. Why even send the key? What does it prove? The great thief Yatagrasu. Then maybe Mr. Rel really was the Yatagrasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. And that's one possible scenario. No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagrasu. Besides, as Detective Bat said earlier, when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. I see, right then I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else. The person is the real Yatagrasu. It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. So Faraday is not Yatagrasu. That's odd. We shot one piece of evidence again. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video. It was played in court. Surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? You can make another copy? No? It is shown the moment in which Mr. L committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? Still in sure? Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I'm missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence. Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties? What? No, I did not leak my duties. What do you take me for? No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not among the evidence you laid out from me. But I brought Mr. Friday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene? But of course, there's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, defendant lobby number 2. So when they saw the TV black, it was not turned off, it was playing. Blackness. What the heck is this? That's Detective Bad, but who is curious? How this look one? This one look like? Hold on. 24, but look at his face. Looks like 50. Never seen that officer before. So did you find it? No, not yet, and I've looked everywhere. I see, well then, please continue the search. Understood, we'll continue the search. Oh, this, what was his name? Lion something. So you're the one running this show. Executor like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? Looks like it was him. Lang. What was that all about, and who was that man just now? What's he doing here if he is from China? Jean found something. How he was. I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life. Does he even know that we are standing right here behind him? I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids? Looks like you were paying attention after all. Of course I was. Have eyes in the back of my head. So that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Betts, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Genfa to study his agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of the tournament from scratch. By visiting various police departments around the world, that's a lot of dedication. Still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy is more useful than Gumshoe in his route. Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come on this country and give prosecutors a hard time. And I can think of one young lady the statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bet? And that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well. Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you. I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me. Fine. This is the game I must play. And I'll take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him. It's one tiny TV. Tiny? Gumshoe was rather shocked at this and said it's huge compared to his own. Anything you compare with something he owns will always seem grandiose. Speaking of grandiose, say that ego of yours could use a little deflating. Suppose it's impossible to enter or exit through these windows. Wait a second, I was not checking the windows. Suppose you're right. Sure, that's not true. But a person of small stature could slip in. Francisca, would you care to help me test my theory? I must remember to be more tactful around the vertically challenged. Vertically challenged? What? What is horizontally challenged? I cannot speak to him. What the heck this bug is? Earlier, you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. You're quite the busy man, Detective Bat. Multiple returns to crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? Don't have anything left to say to you, bye. Bye? See, I will draw my answer from you, one way or another. Let's kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation. Get Friday's notebook. To the judge earlier. Notebook. That's help enough, don't you think? Please, we are asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation. Not much we can't. I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime. I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about? Things you don't know about? But aren't you supposed to know everything? You should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. Should try something. I should try showing it to him. That proved to be the key to getting some answers from the bet. Then the bet. You know of the existence of the item in this photograph? Of course I didn't. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case. In that case, let me ask you something. Do you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same? What? It's impossible. Looks like you didn't know after all. This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife. We have to admit neither one of us knew that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? I know that since a little while ago, you appear to be searching for something. So that this key is what you were searching for. Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday that I'll protect that key with my life. After he was killed, he disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who thought the key is what took Faraday's life? I do bet. So, that you may find the truth, please testify for me once more. Alright. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened, nothing will change. I do bet. I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. The answer is still the same. What do you mean the same? You already know there was some kind of perfume, etc. And this is the last time I'm going to do this. That's fine because I only need this one last time to clear everything up and find the truth behind this case. I constantly insisting that's the last time. What the problem is? I wasted money by talking. I was in lobby number 1, talking to Miss, yeah, you. We were talking about some trivial things. Heard the gunshots right before the trial was about to reconvene. But we heard it. You and I immediately dashed out in the hallway together. So I'm sure goofy around there. And then we all ran into lobby number 2. Sounds like the exact same story you told us before. Indeed, have I feel that we have yet to draw out all the information that we can. Hold it. Hold it! No way. Hold it. Hold it!
Hold it!
Why did Miss You choose lobby number 1? Answer you. Who knows? She just said that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together, that's all. So his answer remains the same as before, I see. Hold it. Hold it. Holy shit. Just hold. Hold. Not working anymore. Hold it!
Hold it!
I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Miss You. Trivial stuff. It was nothing important. Let's swim into the side. Alright, suppose that's for him to the side. Moving on then. Hold it. I wonder if it's because I'm playing for several hours and... Yeah, because it's connected with power. Might... make some additional noise in the microphone. Hold it.
Hold it!
Maybe that's the case. At the beginning, the battery is full, but after some time it drains and drains more and more power. Isn't it? It is. Till you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds till that gunshot. The gunshot Detective Bat heard was really the one from the murder. It means that other piece of evidence, an entirely different meaning. Ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now. Sure. You didn't hear any other strange sounds. So the balloon? Objection?
Objection!
Detective Bet, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? And the same color as the one Kay was holding. So you knew about that girl's balloon? Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her. Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece didn't it come from Kay's balloon. Actually, she needed a balloon here in the first place. So, what about the balloon? I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point. But again on it. This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot. So the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh? On top of that, his owner said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene. Yes, which means that his owner heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bet. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well. So, don't give me a so. Just prove that there's a flaw in your testimony. The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete. Cracking? Naivete. What? I don't understand another thing. There's no such letters in English, so why putting them in the text? Especially when sometimes I figure it out they're not using them how they're supposed to be, like double dots over or makes it your. Double dots over you, actually making it you. So if it said For example, Brahms, you really like brooms. But they're not doing this. For them, like rock groups, etc., double dots is just a design. They don't understand how stupid they sound when they're doing something like this. Here, this case, why for French words, they still added this. I have no personal idea how to pronounce it if I don't know the word. Never heard it. Anyway, alright. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seemed so rugged? Because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked. What that's supposed to mean? The doors and walls are super thick. The window panes are double layered. That's why she opened the window, so they would be able to hear the sound of gunshot. But in this case, why gunshot heard? Anyway, it's definitely louder than a balloon. Oh, it's all off. Even the curtains are made of special sound-absorbing material. I actually have sound-absorbing material curtains. It's actually not absorbing many. It's absorbing only echoes, not some sound outside or inside. And you mean? Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could hear that sound. No. Yeah, that's what he was going to say. And that means that scruff-face testimony is completely useless. If the rooms are soundproof, of course he wouldn't hear any sign of struggle. And that's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now do you get it, kids? Pause. So we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic, not the other way around. The other way around? It's not possible to hear the sound of balloon popping if one way in lobby number 1. However, if you examine this situation in reverse, the person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either, indeed. And yet the gunshot claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. So believe sound spark is different. But if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot? Okay, gunshot can hear it from the window if it was open, of course. But I mean, how? Just did? It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. How so? If the rooms are so soundproof as you say they are, how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? Well, actually I have a bedroom soundproof, but when there's a gunshot miles away from me, I can hear the vibration. Okay, vibration observation. Need to add it in the next design. My room. See what you mean. Guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought. Which means, what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to? Boils down to this: there must be a reason as to how Detective Bat and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. Looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh? State of the crime scene. Wait, can it be? And that's ultra strong perfume, yours. She spilled some of it. Why it was open in the lobby number 2? Wait tonight. Looked like it was set to incredibly high volume. Ah, so gunshot was actually on the VHS. That's explain everything. Why didn't think about it myself? Surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? That's so easy. Let's connect this to it all. No! Pieces don't fit together quite right. They are! God damn it. Kill this too. Simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through burnt windows. And yet, the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from the defendant lobby number 1. Of course, corporeal things can move freely through these open burnt windows. Kill these two. Now then, what else besides a smell can go both in and out of an open burnt window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the chick would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. This tunnel. A recent piece of evidence is a video that showed the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the assess and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possibly that the tape is still here, in this room. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created from you. And the gunshot sound that no one should be able to hear in the first place. Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking, and let's start looking again. It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look. And where would that be? I believe we should examine the television. The TV? Well, kids, have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like. So it will take another pause here. It's almost 2 hours and 30 minutes. Be right back. And back. Let's see, VHS. It's a video player, and there seems to be a video tape inside. Looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end. Tape. It not be the missing surrounding tape? I suppose, but it's supposed also to reveal itself, no? Let me bet. Would it be alright with you if I verify the contents of this video? Sure. Knock yourself out. Alright, then let's reveal it. Not totally reveal, but see what we have. If I remember correctly, the footage of Urel killing the embassy staff member, in which there has said for several times, has actually some limit. After the 5th time it will lose some information on it, for sure. Should be at above the 30 minutes mark from the start of the tape. Understood. Should be about right. Now then, let's see. This is in the footage of Mr. Rell shooting the embassy staff member. I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video, was here all along. The sound. The meaning of this. And the detective Bat has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. And this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder. You mean that you figured all out then? Yes, all I have to do now is show where the gunshot Detective Bat and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. Fine. Case, show me what you deduced. It's kinda so obvious. Yeah, through where they heard from. To the window. Eureka? In the door and windows to the crime scene, namely, this room that we in were closed. The hero could use the gun and no one would be the wiser. That's true. Scar House does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were. However, what happened in reality was Gumshoe, Detective Bat, and Miss Yu. All three of them heard the gunshot. While the windows in lobby number 1, number 2, and the hallway were open. So naturally, the people in those locations could hear it. But then, why would the criminal open the window in the first place? To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose. Correct. And the only logical conclusion we can draw from this. But why was that necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction. Very well, I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. What was it that the killer wanted to manipulate? The time? Weapon when the crime took place? The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes. And they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so. So that's why the tape was left running. You mean the gunshot I heard? It's from this video? Yes, which means that the murders were occurred at an earlier time than we thought. Must have been during their recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for that time period. And planned this crime out in advance. Person, the real killer. But why? Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, what is this? Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She's saying that she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something. Looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something. Understood. He's still here, yet I will be right over. Well, come along. I want to hear what she has to say. It appears that the time has come to uncover the truth. To be continued? Why is there 5 figures actually on the background? I can't really see them because it's constantly closed. On the cover there's just 4, but here's 5. Okay, what are you doing here? Hello, mister. Still investigating. But the objects you're looking for has already... Okay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation. Okay, you got it. What's she looking for? No bet. Have we already found what you were looking for? Means I can keep you in the dark just a little longer. Any little task will do. You're more sympathetic than I thought. Hello, Zeno. The court is in session. I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth. I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest? That's when you place Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think you more than solved this case already, don't you? We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see, we even have a bureau in the gallery. And why, even Mr. Butt is here. A bureau in the gallery? Hardly just a bystander. Have a duty to see this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out. No, that's right. Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. Taking statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe. Okay, she's the killer now for sure. And that's all you have? Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion. And this case. Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'll be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court. In this case, don't you think? How sounds it like a rookie to think such a thing? But alright, I'll pay alone and give you a proper testimony. The logic is correct then, I already won. All I have to do now is to prove it, by showing who the real killer is. Everyone, Sam the suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? Also confirm that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2, which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion: that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Now that you have your testimony, expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. But of course, there's no need to confront your logic head-on right now. Should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve. Aaron, Sam the suspect has an alibi. Hold it!
Hold it!
The suspect. But I saw that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you, this is no joke. Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier. The detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that is correct. But see, it was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snaking. So she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trumps card she's withholding. Areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated. Hold it.
Hold it.
Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene lobby number 2 has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. Because he claimed to be there, makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden? That's the first place everyone looked silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They look into every possibility, you know? Isn't that right, Mr. Watt? Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything at the courtyard garden. So they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. On second hand, that there's no possible escape route. Hold it.
Hold it.
Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape? Of course, I'm sure. And why so sudden? It's a courthouse. This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there were an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future. Which leaves us with one unsinkable conclusion. Hold it.
Hold it.
You might think it's unshakable, but to me, there's still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? But you're the only one still wondering that. The Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. And if you know someone, doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? Don't even know if somebody writing anything or not. I have no idea which hand I'm using to write something because I'm not writing anything. I mean, so I don't care about that sort of thing. Not about to let you get the rights out of me. Such a flippant statement. Here I'm using mouse in my right hand. But wait a second, this one I'm using with my left hand because it's on the left of me. Look at this shit. I suppose we already reached the end now. Yeah, usually I'm using the right one. Right hand. But I have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about your argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisca or myself speaking with you about the subject. But there were witnesses. For you, there's your mentor who gave you an alibi. I see. As for the little missile, she came to the courthouse during the recess. and was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by guards, or bailiff, or anyone else. Right, so basically the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, monsieur, what about everyone's alibi before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty? What about them? Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time? What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Betts and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Betts heard that gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, one of the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when that gunshot you heard went off. What then? That gunshot was a trap meant to... What's here? Sadly, your explanation is very lucky, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Can you explain how that could be fabricated? What should I show the video? Let's show it. Take that.
Take that!
Let's see. Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. It's the surveillance tape of Mr. Rowe the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. It was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up. Can honestly mean that the sound we heard of the gunshot in the video? But I do, which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take so many minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. Sounds from television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and little Miss von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew. Maybe mouse? Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of the current house's rooms. Because I'm not about to admit, I had no idea until only a little while ago. That's right, and if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot clear as day. And that's it, end of story. But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof room? The window was open. There was a hole in the wall. Because of the window. There's actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each. Now, we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
Objection!
It's only just coincidence, that they were both open at the time.
Objection!
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action person is real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is obviously here. Take that,
Take that!
Miss Callista, you. I humbly, formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she is the killer? I don't understand her motive yet, just yet. But of course I'm serious, because she's the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Hume, do you still feel like laughing now? Of course I do, Edgeworth. My argument must not be tight enough yet. Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? What about this one? Money culture. He's supposed to relate somehow to this. The music speeds up. This means what? We are near the end. You argued that the window was open. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that that tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I am shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this, especially with logic as full of holes as yours. This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now the time to put their patented von Karma perfect proof to the test. Do you have proof it was I who did that? Yes. Hold it.
Hold it!
Evidence? All I need to do is have some prints analyzed. You'll know straight away. Be my guest. So that though she has the room to maneuver, which means even if we were able to lift prints, it only showed that it was someone else, but why that someone else was forced to open the window? It's simple logic. Why don't I try sending that piece of evidence? Nothing to lose. Except some HP, what it is, yeah. What's wrong? The scrunched eyebrows, lines on your forehead. Now back! My opponent, are you going to be okay? Not running fingerprint analysis? Yes, I'll be fine. Well, in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, right? Do you have proof that the same was used? Okay, let's show this. Objection.
Objection!
Can I notice that many times in this game the first statement is actually wrong. In the previous games it was usually not like this, very rare. I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, monsieur? Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know? This isn't mine. That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bet, you see? Monsieur, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much for sure. Wait a second. She's not recommended for boys. Why she gave it to Bet? Then this bottle of perfume was given to Detective Butt by you. because it gets really strong really fast. So, what about the perfume? While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Butt. Oh, I know. You also knew that if you spill it, you would naturally move to open the window. Come now, I already told you, it's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window. The time of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean, Monsieur, you were the one who called Detective Butt into lobby number 1 when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? Oh, actually I'm thinking that at last, Butt actually pulled out the gun, not this mirror. All of today's premeditated events could only have been thought up by you, Monsieur. Damn it. You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. I care to testify as to why? Look, I had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Accusing someone of murder of a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. Yes, but I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. What? Absolutely. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Somehow must use this one. The last statement. Well, the testimony is flawless. Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. If I'm lacking information, just draw it out of her. She am more interested in how actually she was able to kill 2 people in one single room. 2 at one is understandable, but 2? And with a knife? Okay, let's print this last statement. Hold it. Hold it!
Hold it!
At this rate, she'll inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, monsieur. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. House, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing. But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was not something Mr. Faraday had yet to use. So, that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yetagarasu had sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Did you really think you could trap me? Come now, be honest. I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony. Sure. Why not? What is this double eye here? The bug. I'm more than sure that it was fixed. NBC release. People nowadays playing it will never know. But I know. I'll never say it as many times as you'd like. And I wonder. Did they fix or not? There was a key in his evidence bag. But you can't kill anyone with a simple key. Don't really represent. Don't really want to present anything here. Let's press it as well. Hold it.
Hold it.
Monsieur, I would just like to confirm something with you one more time about what's going to happen to Detective Gamshoe after this. I don't need to ask you about that because he isn't the killer. Looks like the number of wrinkles on your forehead have increased yet again. Or why actually we're playing the role of attorney right now, not prosecutor? Now what does this smell? That issue aside, monsieur, I'd like to ask you about what was inside the bag. You are sure it was the Yetagarasu's key, correct? Oh, wait a second. Nobody ever said there was key inside the items. Was never presented? Yes, I'm sure. Which is why I'm completely baffled as to where that knife could come from. So I'm just spoiled their road to a perfect victory. Finally, it would appear that you have revealed your true identity, monsieur. Miles, your final statement? Yes, I know. All I have to do now is to present the evidence. But what is this? Ominous feeling that I can't shake. God damn it. I was looking at the bottom screen, not upper. One more time. Because here, on the upper screen, it's only shown the arrow to the left. On bottom, there are both of them. Should I present? I don't know. What about organizer? Maybe organizer. No matter how he may try to play it, he broke his phone. Or maybe not. Actually, what I'm losing, let's show everything I have. Objection. Objection!
Objection.
Okay, not this one. Stop laughing. That was super long dialogue. Didn't need. There was a key in his evidence bag. Photo of the key. Photo key. photo of key. Weapon. Secret ability. Okay, let's present the knife. Objection.
Objection!
It did work. How I say that. Monsieur, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. It's a picture of the key that Russell sent to the police. It doesn't matter what I would use. The picture, knife. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it, in fact, had the secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Russell's key and the murderer's knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes. Well, with the Yatagarasa's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence. I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, he could be lying for all I know. He would even now still feign ignorance to pronounce this one. It's already for the second time. And fun? Fun? I need to listen to it. Hold on. Hold on, feign. Feign? Why the heck? It's feign, it's completely... That's feign. Completely different word. When you're saying faint, it's feign. Feign ignorance, feign. I'm not feigning anything. Let me check one more time. Yeah, fine. What time is it? Already 3 hours. When is this? But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence. No, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I heard some very interesting rumors about him. Are you mocking my papa? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. No. Take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real. No, I knew there was such a trick to all this thing. Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and Yatagara's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with. Furthermore, there's something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was? Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off. He told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turned into a knife at that time. Why the heck she said this? Why the heck she lied right now? They didn't come up with any other idea how to catch her? But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms. What you are saying is simply not possible. And why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife with the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about the knife. I'm not sure he would written everything he's organizing, you know? Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Objection!
Unfortunately, that is also impossible, because the data vat didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would be highly classified information, even within the police force? And it's something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh? How can you laugh at a time like this? She only just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. God damn it. It's really time to go to sleep. I suppose you're right, Monsieur. I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife. Do you know? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? I mean, I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time you're through. That's it. The moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagrasa's key. Only one person would have had knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasa's key could change into a knife? Yatagarasu? Take that.
Take that!
There's only one person who would know about the dual nature of the key. And that is? And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. As to say, Yatagarasu herself. Are you saying that this lore in the Great Thief Yatagarasu? Monsieur, you used Mr. Real to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You, who profess to bear a grudge against criminals, why? Why do something like this? Well, she's faking the girls, I presume. Damn it. Who would thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? That's finally over. Sending the biggest shield down my spine right now, Edgeworth, maybe not. It's feeling real. It's even greater than when I sneak into someplace. But she is real, Yatagarasu? You? Wonder why in this case? Key is actually the second Yatagarasu. You killed Faraday. Why? Answer me, Callisto, you. Callisto, you. That's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to raise him from the world of law. He actually has my hair as well. Seriously, definitely the same shape like mine own. And sometimes I usually having the problem when from left to right, my piece of hair actually going down. The same way as hers. Completely the same. That's why I constantly move my hair from time to time. Exactly the same. Except I'm not doing this tail pick or pigtail, whatever it's called on the back. Just why I had to raise him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Integrasso in court. But once we enter their recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday. How old is actually he? 40. Close enough. Which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority. Just as all thugs do. Third, my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held onto Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, been found out. That's why I had no choice. Had to kill them both, but how? Which way? Didn't you say that you despise criminals? But do I really? You? Have you forgotten about the KJ8 incident too? Maybe. Sort of woman would. So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent? Well, I had a good idea what Mr. Faraday was going to do. And I supposed that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I sought to use the knife version. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because when they're right, what would mind would think something like this could be a weapon. Casually enter lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife. Said the plastic bag. Why the knife is so huge now? It's constantly changing its shape. Ah, it was removed already. No, here it is. Oh, here it is. It's actually the key. It's removed from my evidence list because right now she's holding it. Whatever. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How could he kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know? At the very least, I sought to give him a quick and painless death. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well. I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gunshaw under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led the killer to think about setting them up and so they'd killed each other. Then the trick, the surveillance tape. Yes, hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'll be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape, which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I murdered him for all his hard work with a bullet. You a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client? Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of who's first, it was me. I am the client in the murder of the Candopian embassy staff member, Nate Munn. You order a hit job? You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bat? Mr. Bat. Looks like it will not end. Okay, let's give it another 20, maybe 30 minutes. Be right back. We'll take a pause here. Not some Pepsi. Actually, heard this, I don't know what, if you shake it and you tap on it, when you open it, there will be no burst. It's actually fake. Tried several times, it's always bursting. No matter what. Maybe it's supposed to work, but I really check every single video when they're using it. Tried many different ways, and it was always bursting. So I don't believe in it. I mean, completely no difference how you open it. So the best way to get rid of this, just wait. We still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bat. Had Nate Munn killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? And B. You are... That's right, I am a member of the smuggling ring. How could this... You don't mean you're working with money coaching too? Do you? Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know. The Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer. Quite you! Yatagarasu. You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So, just humbly accept the judgment of this court. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu, what was the sound, has more than one razor sharp way to do her work. Where did you get the gun? Nice soundtrack. You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You handed the Yatagarasu key right to me without a second thought. That's what I was thinking. Why? Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it. I mean, the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on the criminal? I remember it, but not Edgeworth. You may regret what comes of your neglection. Neglection. Oh my god. Okay, let's check out how the heck I must correctly pronounce this. Negligence. English spelling is bullshit. So it's negligence. Negligence. Let me check one more time. Negligence. Especially I don't like when there are many words with E in the end, and sometimes you pronounce it the same, sometimes not. Like coyote? Why? Negligence. You too. Get down. Nabotia, I can't move. Hey, mister. To your right. Who was killed? No one? Are you alright, Francisca? I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Voice is shaken, but looks like she is unharmed. Where did Kay go? It's gunshot. She committed suicide? Sorry, but it looks like she got away. Got away? Calm the precinct. Should have a perimeter set up soon. I bet. Alright, I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. May say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you too hard? I'm absolutely fine. I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know, she just sort of disappeared. I'll look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Have a bet, sir. I'm sorry I adopt you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. What about what happened? Okay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But, in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't you ever lose the detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops? Pops means Pops. Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have you? I watched a lot of detective dramas, but never heard about Pops, maybe. What? Which one should I watch? Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bat. Take care. Still thinking that she was not the real Yatagarasu. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe I'll run into each other again someday. So, thanks so much, pal. In this remix. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, glad you solved everything before you were taken to prison. Can't believe how much trouble I caused you. It's my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. That was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if we didn't have his honor testimony, I think that lawyer would find another way to get you convicted on her behalf. 26 now. Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective. Kinda strange that they removed. Then when you provided some evidence, you cannot switch to profiles and provide profiles. Maybe it wasn't possible in the past? I actually don't remember. Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. And one more thing. Kay left a present for you, Miss Mia. She did? What is it? What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship. Of course you can fail this one. Take that!
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll! Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present. Meant for you, after all. Thanks so much! No idea how happy this makes me, pal. Must say that this episode was easier than the previous 3. Never had a problem what to select. I'm gonna end that right now. Well, except I was selecting sometimes something wrong, but anyway, kinda obvious what to select. Sure, go ahead. Swiss rolls, Detective Gumshoe, and Key, both together. So they were eaten half of it, I see. Well, the one Key saved never reached her father. It would appear that your sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. So happy, it's as though he's having a welcome back celebration, his own. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. It was good, pal. Can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. 2? So he completely dropped the first one. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. Gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? Only noticed just now? Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? I'd have bets left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. You betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. But first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, Gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. Should go home 2 miles. Have to hurry and report what has happened to Barbara. Agreed. But I'm afraid he must be going now, detective. Roger, sir. And don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case. Yeah, on real well. We can on you. Scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of this investigation was, as I dreaded, that of Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I've tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... So, do you remember now? Yes, I remember everything. Okay, it's been a while. Okay, you sure grew up a lot. Of course, but thank goodness. Thought you two had totally forgotten about me. Okay, cannot open anything right now. My inventory. You know what's really worried about you after all that? Where have you been all this time? Damn, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. That's what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're right. So, does it all make sense now? You betcha it does. You know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently and... Actually, there's still a number of things that don't make sense, Key. First of all, why did you come all the way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu is Callista Yum, the woman who killed your father. No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father. Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu? Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. It was written, his diary, and that's how I know for sure. But that's what I thought! It's impossible. What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't just the expression on my face, I clearly said it was impossible just now. Also then, how do you explain this? It's the way those aren't any security system of the user's choosing? Yep, this little tip. Trust be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was really great thief. Having technology from the future. Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. And the Yatagarasu was no more. Despite that, Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently. Someone other than you? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card? Yeah, me and this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callista you ladies behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a guardian card out. But the Yatagarasu did send a white card and always anything to be publicized. That's what the bet told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, figure it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you're saying that I have your father's and misuse identities backwards? Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. I want to revive the real, noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace. Hey, you're so honorable. Don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you up on power. Even if you are honorable, thief is a thief. And if you're plotting to commit a crime, then I am afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now? Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman. That evil woman? You mean Callista you? I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, would you help me? Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you. Owe me for what? When Miss Yu made your escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, help me with the investigation today. I'm not so rude as to leave favors unrepaired. Then you mean? Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands on a crime, then I believe I can help you. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, isn't that great game? It sure is coming. Even though I had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is with their chummy relationship? It is over. It is not. The Grand Thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Baron Faraday, Callista Yu, and Kay Faraday, the phantasmagorically changing identity of the Grand Thief Yatagarasu, and the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. The end. The last case. Leave for tomorrow. I'll have time tomorrow, of course. So, who was number 5? Here? Looks like. Two cards. One of the Black Raven. And one of the White Raven. A country thrown in two. One to the west. And one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again. Made us whole again. The truth will reveal itself. It's the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu here. You. Curse Yatagarasu. Hey, you! What's here? 8 hours earlier, what the heck? so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. My return flight was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. Next day, investigators a kidnapping and a murder at the Gatewater Land Theme Park. So that was still the previous day, but okay. Later that night, Detective Dead Body welcomed... Oh no, that's correct. Welcomed me back to my office. So the first case was the last one. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. Is it a woman now? Doubt. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Or at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Mr. Edgeworth! Speak, I tell you. Tell you that I continue tomorrow, but I cannot save right now, it's not possible. Okay, continue. Hey, what's wrong with you? With your enthusiasm? And suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about? Fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Categorazo isn't going to just find herself, you know? Well, you must know. It's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake. Say what? Fortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we only had a few hours to search for so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What is you today? Are you sure you aren't asleep talking to me right now? Anyway, that's something much more important that I want you to see. That is? Take a look at this. You see it already. March 14th. I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. It's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. Suppose it was in a land wall. The newspaper would catch wind of this. And the card mentions is today. Today, huh? Come on, gotta hurry. The embassy waits. Suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today? What? They made up another word. Let's check it. Luck. Apathetic? Why not to say apathetic? I'm not gay. You're just too wound up. Well, then you should get too wound up too. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. You mean Miss You? The woman who killed Kay's father. We just learned it a few minutes ago. We're on Friday, 7 years ago. Callista Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Categorazo, and then disappeared from the courtroom. It makes me so mad. The funny. Everyone knows that the real Categorazo would never send something like a calling card until a company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Categorazo has paid them a visit. That's what makes real Categorazo so awesome. The Categorasso's card that's shown in this article Looks to me as though it could be genuine. See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, the person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatakarasu. If this isn't a clue that that's woman involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Out the door you go. Wait, a few preparation I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. Use negative to make it. What's up? Any reason why you burn a hole through the newspaper with your eyes? No, no reason at all. Very well, seeing as how Miss Yu is also someone of special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found investigating this. He'll come around. Finally can see. By the light of this night's glorious moon. You're ready to embark on our nightly outing. And this is where it's also progressing. Our tale begins. Samurai Nin. Why so? No, looks like it's not. I mean, the fifth member I see, maybe it's you? What a coincidence. Yes, time to save finally. No idea. Need to take a screenshot of it. Pay more attention to what's in the background. Alright, I'm going to sleep. It's almost 4 hours. I wanted to play only at 3. Let's see. Who is online right now? Kingfish. Let's write him. How the heck they change everything here? It's very hard to find out now which button to the rate. Seriously, changing everything every single day. Try the dashboard is here. Why did they move it? Okay, where's him? And Mega Man RPG, I believe. Alright, that's it. That's all for the day. Time to go to sleep. Tomorrow maybe I'll make a niche in the wall for the shower. Thank you for stopping by and see you tomorrow. Bye. I hope tomorrow.